These two are right now in Cancer and Scorpio, and Venus in Scorpio, she doesn't really feel 100% safe. And Mars is here to tell her, I love you, I want to take care of you. You are safe with me. That's the message here. Good morning, my loves, welcome back. It is Sunday, and we are talking about the week ahead. What's going on next week? Well, we are still in eclipse season, and we are welcoming the second eclipse. And this eclipse is a little more friendly, shall we say, than the one last week. And I have a separate video for this, so I will not talk about the eclipse in detail here. However, I will mention something that I didn't go into in the eclipse video. So we'll talk about it once we get to the 2nd of October. But let's start with the 30th of September. What's going on Monday? Well, Saturn is trining Mars, and we love this, right? Saturn trine Mars is a beautifully productive aspect. This is really the only aspect that I love when it comes to Saturn and Mars together, right? Like all the other aspects, there's always a little more tension. Here, these two are aligned. They're on the same page, and they're giving their best. It's an easy flow. It's like the general Saturn and the soldier Mars walking together. And this aspect is particularly beautiful for the eclipse because these two will align with Venus on the eclipse. And Venus is the ruler of the eclipse. So there is really helpful energy here that we can tap into this week. Now also on the 30th, so Monday, we have the Sun conjunct Mercury. The Sun is going to conjunct Mercury really for 2 days, but the 𝐂𝐍𝐍 phase obviously doesn't last that long. The 𝐂𝐍𝐍 phase is a short moment in time when Mercury is right in the heart, so to speak, of the Sun. And that will happen on the 30th. I always look at this aspect as a connector aspect, right? It's like the light bulb goes on. It's the synapses are connecting, right? They're all connecting all of a sudden. And you have this light bulb moment where you all of a sudden understand something that you couldn't figure out before. And it will come most likely out of the blue in a moment where you don't really expect it. But it's a really beautiful aspect. So depending on where this falls in your chart, this is happening in Libra. So wherever Libra sits for you, that's where it's happening. For me, it's the 2nd house. So there's going to be a light bulb moment for us during this time. What happens if I sleep? You know, if it's in the middle of the night, Mercury 𝐂𝐍𝐍 for me. Well, then there might be dreams about this, right? You might really want to observe your dreams in terms of like, if you can, hopefully remember them. Write down what came up for you in this dream. Maybe there's something in there for you that will help you, that will guide you, or that can guide you in your waking life. Then on the 1st Tuesday, we have Moon opposing Neptune. The Moon is about to eclipse the Sun. It's the day before the eclipse. So what's the Moon doing before it eclipses the Sun, right? Before there is this eclipse. Well, the Moon is opposing Neptune. It is trining Uranus, and it is also trining, Pluto. So this is really beautiful because all the major outer planets are involved here. I love this. I love that the Moon is in touch with these 3 particular energies. Generational energy, but also a very deep energy within us. I always look at this energy, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, as something that we have within us, that we've brought with us, right? It's in our genes. It's in the deep matter within us. And there's a message here. right? And that message is for you to uncover in your own life. What is that message? What is the moon supposed to learn here? You know, from these old wise guys, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. What's the message here? What's the alignment? What does the moon need to know right now? What do you need to know right now in your life? Maybe there's a decision you have to make. And, you know, maybe there is some helpful energy. There is definitely some helpful energy here that is supporting you. I mean, I told you before, like, this is a very supportive, this eclipse has a very supportive energy. So I think like this also shows us there is help. Yes, there's opposition between the moon and Neptune. There might be a bit of blurriness, right? Where we're not very clear. It's like we're walking through the fog. It's like, oh God, you know, where do I go? Where am I? Like, I can literally not see where I'm going. And then Pluto's saying, well, you know, trust your inner guidance. And Uranus is like, trust your inner guidance, trust your inner guidance. So trust your inner guidance. What's your inner guidance telling you? Maybe meditation would be a good way to uncover that inner guidance, right? Understanding what that inner guidance is saying, right? Meditation helps us align with that inner knowing. Then on the 2nd of October, annular solar eclipse in Libra. Like I said, there's a separate video for all rising signs out there that you can watch. It's already out there. I'll link it below. One thing I didn't mention in the eclipse video, and it was more or less on purpose, but I think it's good to know. It's good to know. This eclipse is in conjunction with Mercury, mentioned in the video. But this eclipse is also in a square. It's a bit of a wider square. That's why I didn't bring it in. But there's still a square between the eclipse and Mars. However, Mars is in a very supportive aspect with Venus, the ruler of the eclipse, and with Saturn, the karmic lessons. So there is a grand trine between Mars and Venus and Saturn. So I think that will balance out that wide square that Mars has to the eclipse. There can still be anger issues, I think, come up for some of us, right? There's still anger outbursts, like things that is just boiling within us, and we don't know if we can say it or not, but just, you know, it might just come out during the eclipse. And if it comes out, maybe it's got it, but just, you know, remember what's important to you in your life. This is an eclipse about relationships, right? Relating to others, right? The other, your partner, your business partner, you know, someone you have a one-on-one relationship with. And when, you know, sometimes when we have these outbursts, we're just like, we don't think about that. We don't care about this relationship. We just want to scream. Just remember what is important. Do you care about that relationship? And maybe there's another way you can let out that anger, right? Because that anger should not be inside of you, right? That anger needs to come out. It needs to be dissolved in some way, shape, or form. Can you find another way? Can you work through it differently without exploding? Then on the 3rd, we have Jupiter sextile Chiron. This is basically an aspect that takes us through the week. It's a beautiful supportive aspect. Jupiter sextiling Chiron, that is like Jupiter, the bigger vision of life. Also the benefic planet, the great benefic, is lending us a helping hand to guide us, to move us through maybe certain obstacle that we still have within us. Something relating to our inner child wounding, you know, that could be worth and value. This could be abandonment. It could be, you know, whatever we are dealing with, right? This is like a very personal thing, right? The inner child. So whatever that is, whatever you are dealing with, this is a beautiful time to work through it, maybe with some help, you know, literally with some help of a counselor, like a therapist, or you know, maybe also a coach, whatever you need at this time in your journey. Then on the 4th, we have Venus trine Saturn. This is my favorite Venus-Saturn aspect. These two in a trine, Saturn in a trine is so supportive. I love this, especially in relationship charts. When I see this aspect in relationship charts, I'm just, my heart jumps. Because this is, you know, a relationship that is very supportive. There might be other stuff going on, you know, of course. But it's such a supportive aspect. It's a really, really, really strong aspect too, even though it's a trine. It is a strong aspect. It is flowy. It's like Venus feels really safe with Saturn in this aspect. Venus trusts Saturn, and Saturn is really a caretaker here. Really wants to protect and provide within this aspect. So maybe there is somehow in our life we will feel, somewhere in our life we will feel very protected and provided for and guided. Then on the 5th, we have Mercury squaring Mars. It's a very quick aspect. This might be, could possibly be conversations that are a bit louder, you know, like arguments. There could be arguments coming your way, but I think because we have all this other helpful energy, I don't think this is going to be horrible. I think there's enough supportive energy here with this Libra energy that we're still getting, right? The sun is in Libra. We just had this eclipse. I think we will be able to handle this well, at least most of us. And then on the 6th, Venus is trining Mars. Again, this has been a trine that has been in the works all week. But now we have the exact trine. These two are in the exact same degree point. This is especially beautiful for relationships, any relationship, but especially for your love relationships, right? Your romantic relationships. This is a beautiful aspect. Whatever's going on there, this is you two coming together in a way where you really want the best for the other. These two are right now in Cancer and Scorpio, and Venus in Scorpio, she doesn't really feel 100% safe. And Mars is here to tell her, I love you. I want to take care of you. You are safe with me. That's the message here. And with that beautiful message, I want to leave you. Have a beautiful week. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want a personal reading, you know where to click. Anything else, feel free to ask, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.